Hi everyone, it's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a process video for you using the Bella Boulevard Wish Big collection and also the Hooray die from Catherine Pooler Designs. I will make sure to leave all product links down below for you guys, so if you're interested in any of the products that I use, you can check them out. I'm also using some Catherine Pooler inks to make some splatters in my background. That did not get filmed on the video, but I do leave them linked down below for you guys, and you guys can see the color in the still shots at the end. The whole video process is not all here. It's just the beginning parts of it. I ended up finishing this layout at a crop that I had put on at the beginning of February. So I started the video or the process of getting this layout done, and then my crop came up, so I just pulled this layout with me and ended up finishing it at the crop. So what I did was punch out a bunch of the Hooray word using the Catherine Pooler Designs die, and I used a whole bunch of papers from the Wish Big collection from Bella Boulevard, and then also a couple other papers from Bella Boulevard from other collections that matched. What I love about Bella is that a lot of the collections and the colors go together, and I have a ton of like 6x8 pads, so I was able to pull in some of those papers as well. So I just punched them out, and then I lined them up along the left side of the white cardstock. I'm using American Craft Smooth white cardstock as my base. So I'm just going to line them up and get them how I want them, and then use some Tombow mono glue to adhere them down to the white cardstock. I also added a strip of some pattern paper from Wish Big to the top and the bottom of my layout. I do that in most of my layouts when I have a white background, which is pretty often. So I'm just going to get these adhered down. And then I found a cut file from the Silhouette shop. I don't know if I saved the link to it. I just typed in birthday cake cut file or birthday cake, and then this one popped up. So I cut this out on some American Craft Smooth white cardstock, and I'm also going to back it with some of the Wish Big pattern papers from Bella Boulevard. And I also added some white stitching around the cut file. It was a couple spots on the cake that didn't do as well as I wanted for the stitching and like kind of ripped through the paper, but it's all good. I ended up using it anyway, and a lot of the parts ended up getting that I messed up on ended up getting covered up by the photo. The photo is of my daughter Alyssa, who is now 13. It was her first birthday, and I thought the photo matched really well with the papers in this collection. So I printed one of her photos out from her first birthday and added it to the layout. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and start to back the cake cut file using papers from the collection. The bottom part of the cake, I use an aqua colored pattern paper. I take, I believe it's a circle punch or a square punch from my stash of punches, punch out a whole bunch of them, and then just back that bottom part. I'll go through and then back the rest of the cake with the different papers from the collection. I think I did pull out, no, I think all of them that I backed the cake with are all from the Wish Big collection. And then one of the tiers of the cake, I wanted to do black and white, and there is a black and white pattern paper in the Wish Big collection, which I did try to use, but in the end I ended up pulling a black piece of paper from it was a back of a 6x8 from Bella Boulevard, and then I used some white American Crafts smooth cardstock and did a black and white striped tier of the cake, and you'll see that coming up soon how I did that. I just really like how that looked, the black and white, just to add punch of black and white to the layout. I thought that was fun, so you'll see that coming up soon. I'm just going to continue to add some layers of color here to this fun cake cut file. And then once this is all backed, I go through and I do the stitching that I did not put on film. I thought I had done the cutting of the cut files for the Hooray, or not cut files, but the die on video, and showed you the papers, but I don't know what happened. I have been cleaning out my phone because I haven't been able to do a whole lot of videos because my iPhone storage has been full which drives me bananas. So I have been trying to get rid of, or not get rid of, but put all my photos and things on my Google Drive so that I could free up some space on my phone. So I must have accidentally deleted some of the filming of this layout, which I'm so sorry, guys, but there's still some of the process left, and I debated on whether or not to post this because it's not the full process, but I'm sorry. What is not posted is really the stitching of the cut file, which I just stitched it with some white floss or embroidery thread, and then adding the splatters of color to my white background, which I used Catherine Pooler inks, and I used Aquatini, Tiki Torch, Party Dress, and maybe Be Mine. I think maybe a little bit of Be Mine. The colors matched really well with the Bella Boulevard colors in the Wish Big collection. So I'll leave those linked down below so you guys can check it out. And when I do the ink splatters with the Catherine Pooler inks, all I do is take an acrylic block, smush down the ink pad on the block, add a little bit of water, and use a paintbrush to flick the color on to my paper. And it does really, really well. I really love how the Catherine Pooler inks leave the color. It's nice and vibrant if you let it dry on its own, or you can use a paper towel and kind of soak up some of that color, and it dries a little bit more pastel-y. But if you do let it dry on its own, you'll get some really nice vibrant color to your paper. So there I am deciding that I do want to do black and white. I did find a black and white stripe paper from Bella Boulevard, but I didn't use it. It just didn't go right with the stripes in the cake. So I'm going to make my own stripes with a black paper that I found it was a Halloween Bella Boulevard 6x8 pad. I can't think of the name of it. So there was a pattern paper, like a Halloween pattern paper on one side, and then the back side was black. So I used that, and then just some smooth white American Crafts cardstock for the white stripe. There's that Halloween paper right there. So I'm just going to trace it, cut it out, and then add it to the cut file. So just to finish off the layout, like I said, I added that splash of color from Catherine Pooler. And then for my photo, I added a couple layers of pattern paper from the Wish Big collection, a couple tabbies on the top of those layers, and that's pretty much it. For the top of my cake, I did add some stickers from Wish Big, some puffy stickers from my stash, and then some of the black hearts from Bella Boulevard and Illustrated Faith. I know you guys all know what I'm talking about. They came out with the release of those enamel hearts that are different shaped hearts. Those were really fun. So I had some black ones in my stash, so I added those to the top of my cake, and you'll see those in the still shots down below. And then the journaling down below I did in the bottom right corner of my layout, and I used my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter to do my journaling. And then I added a puffy sticker to the corner of the photo. I believe the puffy sticker is from Elle Studio, and that pretty much finished up the layout. It was really, really simple. Like I said, I finished the layout at the crop, and it was just adding the layers of paper behind the photo and the tabbies at the top, and then my journaling I did as well, and then the puffy stickers. So that pretty much finishes up the layout. So I will leave you guys with some music. If you have any questions at all about the layout, I'll try to find the link to the cut file so that if you guys are interested in it, you can also find it in the Silhouette Design Store. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short process video and also my layout. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will catch you in my next video. Bye.